How's it going? Seth Holocron here from the Dongers of Runeterra, and landmarks are becoming a massive favourite of mine. So I have made a new deck, which is good, and I had let me come out of this a wee seconds. So I had this. This is my Ice TK deck. The Brittle Steels and Omen Hawks and Archers, Troll Chant, Deckcode, Rhymefang, Hearthguard, Fury of the North, Ash, all that sort of stuff. And but nothing in there. And in the 7-drop, we had Winter's Breath, which is kill all enemies with 0 power, and then Frostbite everything, which is a great wee card. However, landmarks really have kind of taken my breath away, and I think most of them can be pretty good. So, with that, I am very proud to show you this deck because this deck is fantastic. Like, it's really, really, really fantastic. Welcome to Freezer Isle. And you guys can tell me what you think of this in the pinned comments, where the deck code for this very deck will be underneath this video when it's uploaded as you're watching it right now. So you can actually pause it, copy it and stick it in your client. I will also be putting this on Mobilytics as well. So we're starting with 2 Omen Hawks. Now, why 2? Why not 3? Well, I had 3, and then, as I said in my original landmarks video a couple of days ago, you can play 1, 2, or 3 landmarks, but if you're all in on the landmark, you want to see it as much as possible. So now I'm going to retract it completely and say, if you play landmarks, yes, they're expensive to craft. It doesn't matter. Get them all, right? Just get them all and then build decks around it. That's your synergy well, that's it. That's pretty much it. So mine is the Howling Abyss. So at the start of every single round, create in hand a random level 2 champion that's not in your hand, deck, or play. And I thought this was going to be awful. It's not. It's real good. It's really, really good. Like, it's really, really good. Leveled Gangplank. Leveled Fizz. Leveled, just they're brilliant, okay? This is under the radar at the minute. If you want to climb, get a landmark in your deck, because people don't know how to deal with it. Because the only way you can deal with it are by the landmark destroy spells. Outside of that, it stays in there. It takes up a space on your bench. But my God, you just refill. So all you need to do is draw this in the first 7 turns, keep it in hand, drop it, go to town. Doesn't matter what you get it out there and get it done. But I have decided that for my champions, I'm only running 5. And that is 3 Camtench and 2 Trundle. So it's a completely different way to play this. And this is a very difficult deck to play, because space is a premium in this deck on your board state. So once you've got down the Howling Abyss, you absolutely positively have to then put out a better champion than what you've either already got or not. So, for instance, if I have a Kindly Tavern Keeper that's down to a 3-1, well then 100% am I putting down a fully loaded 3-3 Twist of Fate in his place. That's happening. Right? That's happening. A fully done thing. Create in hand a random level 2 champion that's not in your hand, your deck, or play. It gives you anything. Any champion at all leveled, which is leveled Anivia I've had with this deck. I mean, oh my God. I mean, it's mad to be able to put that out on round 9, leveled, enlightened, doing 2 to the leveled Gangplank. Oh, well, let's just have, a keg, please. So this is where you need to start remembering that when you put him down, because it arrives in your hand, so you're paying full price for your leveled champion. So if you get a Gangplank, he is coming out as a 6/6 5 mana cost champion with his keg. Okay, when I'm summoned or round start, summon a powder keg. So you'll want to keep one room for that, especially as we've got a few things in here. So we're only running the 3 landmarks, 16 spells, 21 units, and 5 champions. So let's get back to where we were. Why 2 Omen Hawks? Because I want 3 landmarks. There you go. But he's still brilliant, which is why we've still got 2 of them. And then I ummed and ahed for about an hour over which one of these 2 is better, the Hired Gun to give vulnerable or the Omen Hawk. And to be fair, I want a couple of things that are a bit better. The Icefield Archer, fantastic for Frostbite. Really good in Ash decks. Quite good here to stop things from dying. And excellent to put down, honestly, after Tahm Kench is on the board. Because a frozen, frost-bitten enemy causes Tahm Kench 0 damage when he swallows him. That's really clever, which is why we've called the deck Freezer Isle. So this freezes, this gives vulnerable. You can sort of see where we're going. A little buff, a little debuff for them, a total thing for us, especially after TK is on the bench. And then we went for 2 Make It Rains, because in ladder and in normal, there's an awful lot of decks that only have 1 health. You know, for instance, a 3-1, a 1-1. You know, these are not hard to kill units. So early doors, Make It Rain is fantastic. Again, that's why it's only a 2 of, though. One of the better spells in the deck, though, and don't get me wrong, Make It Rain is a fantastic spell, so don't think I'm not saying it isn't. It's a great spell, but I just don't see running 3 of them is a good thing. 3 of these is a brilliant thing. Your units will survive the early game and into the mid game before you start getting all your level champions coming up. This is fantastic. So +2 health to take 2 of their power away, and it doesn't have to just be the person who's attacking your unit. If you've got a massive thing coming in doing, say, they have transfusion twice to make something be hitting you for 7, well, knock it down to a 5. Yeah, it saves you 2 damage. Great spell. I like cards that give you something extra. If it isn't another card straight away, as in draw one, well then into your top 3 cards, we now have a 41 card deck. You play this 3 times, you have a 43 card deck, and you get a 1 mana Enraged Jetty. It's a 5/5. Yes, yes, please. But we're only running 2 of those because we need to freeze things. And Flash Freeze will just frostbite anything. Doesn't matter champion, doesn't matter attack, doesn't matter health, doesn't matter at all. That's frozen. That is in there absolutely specifically to replace Ash from my other deck. This to just allow Tahm to level as fast as possible. Then you have a level Kench each time. Brilliant. And then eventually you'll probably overthrow Tahm Kench with a far better level champion like a Gangplank or something else that is just fantastic. Because you just don't know what you're going to get. Life is like a box of chocolates and you don't know. To keep your Nexus alive, there's the best 3/3 cost in the game. Healing Ally or your Nexus 3. If you have to take the Swallow with Tahm, heal him back up again. It's that simple. Or if you're getting bashed a bit and you've bricked out, heal your Nexus 3. To get a unit. That's all good. As I said earlier on, Avalanche is a brilliant early deck card if you have got, say, a Trundle in hand, a Rime Tusk Shaman, a Harsh Winds, and a Fury of the North. And then you pull in a Flash Freeze. So you can't do anything at all. On turn 2, you get this. You still can't do anything at all. And dependent on the deck that you're playing, if the people have all got 1 or 2 health, drop this, their board gone. We're all back to normal. You've probably taken a couple of points of damage, maybe 3 or 4, and then you can start playing the units that you had, like your Trundle and your Rime Tusk and all that sort of stuff. Brilliant. It's a super card. That is why we're running 3 of. Fury of the North in my other deck was a 1 of. It was the last card that I put into the deck. This time, I'm using quite a few of them. I need people to stay alive. It's also a fantastic card to end with. And to be totally honest, a lot of people are changing away and not using Fury of the North. I don't understand why. This is a fantastic card. It's at burst speed. It can't be stopped. Put it onto something. If you really need that unit killed, kill it. If you need the extra 3 damage to win, put it on the one that isn't being blocked. Put it onto something that is overwhelmed to get the extra 3 damage in to win. Multiple uses for 4 mana, equally as good as Avalanche, but Avalanche is slightly better all over this game. Because remember, we are pulling out like full champions. Fully done champions. It's a 1/6 Braum. It's a 5/4. The Avalanche won't kill them. That's why there's 3 Avalanches, and this is a 2 of. So when you're bricked, what's the answer to being bricked? Salvage. We'll toss 2, and we'll draw 2. All my decks have some sort of card draw, right? Come on, guys, you know me better than that. You don't get a Sith Holocron deck without drawing at least 1 card. Salvage for when you're bricked. That's pretty damn decent. Tahm Kench. Oh, what a guy. He is rapidly becoming one of my favorite champions in Legends of Runeterra. So you get your required taste in hand, which is he swallows an enemy unit, it hits him, and then he captures it. Once he captures it 3 times, he levels up. And after he levels up, he becomes a 3/7 and then obliterates all the captured enemies and releases any allies that you've kept. And this card, if you draw 2 of these, is actually really good to like take another unit and put it into him, because it doesn't say enemy units. It says capture 3 units. So you can actually level this guy up by, say, killing the Icefield Archer. And then all of a sudden, your 2/6 is now a 5/7. Dependent on how much he's been hit with. That's a brilliant little thing to do. And, you know, people don't seem to play it. They're kind of worried that maybe their Tahm Kench will get blasted out of the sky, which is completely understandable. He's a very substantial thing until we get our massive champions coming with the landmark. But Tahm can eat his own units to level up even before, you know, they attack. Yes, it's slow, but so's the acquired taste. You will wait for the acquired taste. You will wait for the rally spell in Demacia with Relentless Pursuit. You could do this. They put down a unit, swallow something, swallow the thing that will keep you alive, and then block with Tench. Just keep looking at their mana. Always look at how much mana they have. Can they Noxian Fervor you down and then Mystic Shot you and take, you know, there are ways to think about it, but an awful lot of the time it's a very good play. This synergy with Tahm is phenomenal. This is probably the MVP card in the deck. In the other deck, I ran 3 of these. She's an automatic include as a 3. Every round, start Frostbite the strongest enemy. You can allow Tahm Kench to swallow a fully 13/13 Nautilus for no damage. These two not only are above and below each other, are right beside each other, but her thing to Frostbite to cause no damage to Tahm Kench, to remove the biggest thing that the game thinks your opponent has, is so damn critical that you actually want one of these in your opening hand. And you want to play this the minute you can play it. Above Trundle, and we're only running 2 Trundles. Now, why is this? That's because we're running the Howling Abyss. So let me divulge why we're not running the 3. Well, I want harsh winds when things like a fully leveled Elise deck is coming straight at you and they've all got Challenger and they're all fearsome. Well, you bang and you Frostbite them up, which will allow, as they have went to power 0, any of your units that can kill them or at least block them or to stop you dying, you can then take them off the bench and go, really? Slap, and be able to kill these things. But we're only running 1 of them. Now, in my other deck, I was running 3 of them because it was even more Frostbite stuff. But the Howling Abyss changes completely how these 2 decks work. So that is the reason why Ram Tusks is in there. That's the reason why Harsh Winds is only a 1 of. And the reason that Trundle is a 2 of is because we're not running anything in here that really, really gives him the extra bonus. So If you're building a deck purely around Trundle, you will want 8 cost cards, 8 cost spells, 8 cost units like the Mind Splitter and Icequake and all that sort of stuff. And maybe a couple of dragons that are quite good. If you can invoke stuff, you will take ones that are 8 and above to increase Trundle's level up when he attacks. Trundle is a solid unit at 4/6. He is fantastic. He will then give you the Ice Pillar, so he will then become a 5/7 and then will become a 6/7. That's a massive thing with Overwhelm and Regeneration. Easy peasy. We're not running anything to increase our mana. We're not doing anything like that. All of our spells and an awful lot of our units freeze things to allow Tam to come up. So Tam and freeze is your early game. Into the mid game, try and get the Rime Tusk or a Trundle and a Kench out and get something like that going quite quickly. And then you need your Howling Abyss. Now, we can still hold off on a whole load of stuff. The Rime Tusk will do so much work. Salvage will grab you the cards that you need. Avalanche is fantastic when you've got a few massive big champions out. Really good early, really good mid, really good late. Avalanche is just a really damn good card. Trapper brings out the 5/5, and then we've got this. So to be able to get this amazing thing going as fast as possible, that's how the deck runs, and that is where we are with this deck, which I've called Freezer Isle. You know, just like you get at Costco or Tesco or Sainsbury's or big gigantic supermarkets that are destroying city centre shopping. Those type of places. Walmarts. Things like that. Anyway, my name is Sith Holocron. The Deckcode and all our links to our Discord and our social medias are down underneath this little video. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoy it. Take the Deckcode, test it out, get in touch with me on social media. A lot of people do every single day, and I appreciate every single one of them, and I reply to every single one of them as well. So thank you very much. So until the next video, hope you enjoyed it. See you next time. Dongers out.